Hey guys, and welcome to my September TBR.
To make you just have a clue all the shit you put me through. I can't believe I got to write 20 songs about you to make you just have a clue.
So if you haven't been to one of my TBR videos, at the beginning I go through last month's TBR and I let you guys know if I've read the book or not. Let's see how bad I do. Because I don't think I followed my TBR at all. Confessed by Colleen Hoover, I did read this. Mr. Wrong Number by Len Painter, I did read this. I love how I'm like, wow, I'm not going to follow this TBR, and then the first two books I read. One Day by David Nichols, I did read this. The Wish by Nicholas Sparks, I did read this. Legacy and the Goal by Elle Kennedy, I did not read those. The Heart Principle by Helen Huang, I did read this. Far From You by Tess Sharp, did I start this? Yes. Did I finish this? No. Always Never Yours by Emily Wilberly and Austin Sigmund Broca. Love that last name. Love the name in general. But no, I did not read this. Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. I did not read this either. Listen guys, I did like 50-50. That's good enough, okay? So with that being said, I have about 10 books on my TBR and I'm going to go through them real quick. First up, we got the Summer I Turned Pretty series by Jenny Han. I know it's like not summer anymore really, but I still want to read these and vlog it because I want to watch the series also, and I just want to be a part of the hype, you know? But this entire series is about Belly, and she has spent every single summer at Cousins Beach with her two best friends, Conrad and Jeremiah, who are brothers. So she has crushed on Conrad for a very, very long time. And the summer comes to where Conrad is actually starting to feel the same way towards her. But the twist is, so is his brother, Jeremiah. So eventually Belly will have to pick between these two boys. Twilight vibes. Hopefully not one of them will be a vampire or a werewolf. But I'm super excited to read about this series. I've seen it hyped up everywhere and I just want to read it already because look how beautiful these books are. Like, I don't even want to take them out because they're so beautiful. Look how pretty these books are. Like, you can't sit here and tell me that's not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen because I haven't seen it. These are probably my favorite covers of all time. And I have them. So exciting. The next books I have is The Legacy and the Goal by Elle Kennedy. This was on my TBR last month. Did I get to them? No. Listen, I have a full-time job, guys. I listen to audiobooks at work, but when I want to vlog the books, I don't really read them because you won't get my reactions. But I'm super excited to finish this series. I really, really want to finish this series because I just want to know what happens. I'm super excited for The Legacy to find out where all the couples are today, but The Goal is the last book in the series, well, before the epilogue book, or the epilogue book. And this book is actually about Tucker and Sabrina, and this is an accidental pregnancy trope. Never read that before. Excited to read it. If you guys don't know this series, I think you're living under a rock because this is the off-campus series. This is the series about all these guys who live in the storm, who all have love stories. Like, how lucky are they? There's not one person who's single. Tell me that. That is just not real life. How do all of these men have love stories, first of all? Anyway, And then the legacy is basically just a wrap up of all the stories, kind of telling where they are today. It says a wedding, a proposal, an elopement, and a surprise pregnancy. Life after college for Garrett and Hannah, Logan and Grace, Dean and Allie, and Tucker and Sabrina isn't quite what they imagined. It would be, sure, they have each other, but they also have real life problems that 4 years at Briar U didn't exactly prepare them for. And it turns out for these 4 couples, love is the easiest part. Growing up is a whole lot harder. So I'm super excited to read this book just because they're around the time, they're going through the same things I'm going through, because I'm around that age where I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, and it sounds like they are too, so I'm super excited to read about that. The next book on my TBR is actually one of my newer books. It is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is a part of a series. Also, there's The Fine Print and then Terms and Conditions, and then the 3rd book will be coming out soon. But this is about 3 brothers who are rich, very rich, and their grandpa set them out to each have kind of a responsibility. And this is about Rowan and Zara, and Rowan's responsibility is to kind of work with this theme park and be the owner of this theme park and just make sure everything goes smoothly. And he ends up hiring Zara, so it's kind of like a boss employee type relationship at first. So I'm very excited about this. This is very, very popular, and I want to start it really, really soon, so I will be updating you guys on how I feel about it. The next book I was wanting to read is Always Never Yours by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca from last TBR. I really want to get to this because in middle school I wanted to read this book so bad. Like, if I would have gotten this book, I would have picked it up and read the whole thing in a day, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But this book is basically about Megan Harper, and she is the girl that every guy dates before they meet their perfect one. So she's the kind of girlfriend that trains the boyfriend to be what girls want, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And she's sitting back and thinking, like, when's it my turn? When do I get my true love? And when she gets invested into this production of Romeo and Juliet, she meets Owen, who is a playwright, and he's trying to convince her that she can be the main character in her story, and she doesn't believe she's a very good actress, but she wants to play Juliet in this production, so he kind of tries to get her confidence up, and it just sounds like a really, really cute story. Next is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. This is about Pepper and Jack, and they kind of get into a feud on Twitter. This book is going to be interesting, to say the least. I don't know if I'm going to like this book or not, because it seems like it's very social media based, and I usually like books about that. So they like battle each other on the internet, and people are starting to like ship them. And their battles, I guess people like tune into, and it just sounds so interesting until they get a romantic connection. And then it gets a little weird, gets a little awkward. Sounds very quirky and very, very funny, and I'm ready to open this up. I don't want to know anything else about this book. I just want it to be a mystery because it already sounds so interesting, and I want to keep it that way. The next book I have is Far From You by Tess Sharp. The one I started, I'm sitting at about 10% right now because I picked up a different book. You know how it goes, but this book has been on my TBR for a very, very, very long time. Like, I want to say 3 or 4 years. And I need to read it. I need to read it this month. I don't care what I say. It's almost spooky season. I think this is spooky, so I need to read it. Tell me I need to read it in the comments, please. And it's about Sophie, and she nearly died twice. And Mina and Sophie, which is her best friend, get into this accident. And Sophie comes out alive, but Mina is missing. No one can find her, and no one seems to be looking in the right places. So Sophie takes it into her own hands to find her best friend and kind of Scooby-Doo that-ish. So I'm excited for that. Seems like a pretty good mystery. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. This is also a pretty older book, so we'll see how it is. It's probably a 50-50 shot that I'll like it, but we'll see. And the last book I have on my TBR is, drumroll please, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is a part of a series. Super excited about it. This series is so popular. I heard the romance is really good, the mystery is really good, and I'm getting some spooky vibes from this, and I cannot wait to pick this up. It sounds so interesting. This is about how Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend Sal Sai, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about. And 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now, a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project. At first, just to cast doubt on the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent. And the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. Guys, does that not sound interesting? Like, that sounds so interesting. And I heard this series has a lot of twists in it, and that makes me want to read a series so bad when there's a lot of plot twists. And this just looks so interesting. I cannot wait to pick this up. It's giving very, like, Pretty Little Liars vibes, maybe? I lied. I've never seen that show. But that is all the books I have on my TBR for September. Guys, there is so many good things happening the next few months. Like, we have, my birthday's in October. There's Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I love this time of year. It really gets me happy and excited for the things to come. So I hope you guys have a good day. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like me, and click the bell to get notified every time I post. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Be good enough for him or her.